everyone. So, today I'm going to talk about being PC, and I think it's gone way overboard and way too far. One of the examples I'm going to give is when women get offended when somebody comes up to a group of people and says, "Hey guys, what's up? How you doing?" Even though the entire group may be women or mostly women or even just two women in the group out of five guys or whatever the ratio may be, it is not sexist and it is not offensive for a group of people, a man or a woman, to go up to another group of men or women and say, "Hey guys." There's nothing wrong with that. Um, if women are going to be offended by something that mm, they say sexist, then they need to lobby to change the Constitution. Because that was an argument made against the Constitution because woman is never listed in the Constitution. Men is the word man or men is listed in there several times, but that was the debate, especially, I want to say, the debate was going on since the 1800s, but it finally was ruled on by the Supreme Court in the 70s, 1970s, and it was ruled that the word does not, woman does not have to mean women and men. Man, which is human beings, is equal to all races and genders, or sorry, genders, not races. Um, so because of that, when someone says, "Hey guys," it's the same logic of if you're going to say, "Hey guys" or "Hey girls." And I do have an issue with the word of girls and baby and things of that used towards women when they're not ladies and women, and we don't use those terms with men necessarily. And men get offended when we say, "Hey boys." It, the, this isn't in all situations, but this has gone too far when I have to be careful with what I say, and I'm afraid of offending somebody based off of the word guys or something along the lines of that. So long as it's a neutral word like guys and it's not a specific age group like girls or boys or baby, then there's no offense in that to me. So, my next thing is about men, mostly older, white, rich men, making the decisions about women's body. First of all, a man has never had to experience a woman's reproductive whatever parts. They never will be able to, and at least not in my lifetime, and they have never been able to. So for them to make decisions about my body, to make it seem like I'm going crazy because of a body part they don't have and they don't understand, and to make it seem like my pain is more tolerable because I'm a woman, I can handle pain better, or I'm making it up in my mind because they can't find the answer, is not okay. And them saying that I can or can't have a baby is not okay either. Newsflash, people, it's 2018 and we've had a male birth control pill out for 2 years. 2 years. And do you think that is being published out there? Nope. You know why? Because that would mean that men are just as responsible as women when it comes to reproduction now. Because we've had condoms for a very long time, but they would always blame the woman if she ended up pregnant because she forgot to take her pill. Well, newsflash, the pill only works if you take the pill at the exact same time every single day and you have no issues forgetting that. I'm sorry. I don't do anything at the exact same time every single day. And I know very few people who do. Um, so because of that, yeah, that's men are just as responsible now for birth control. You have a problem with it, you go take the birth control pill every single day at the exact same time. And then if you end up getting a woman pregnant, guess what? You're just as much as the blame. Um, not to mention, and this is another topic of men running off and leaving the woman to care for the children, which makes more single parents. But even so, women are still getting punished for that. That's unlogical to me. So another point that I would like to make is that race and racist, I have seen several blogs and several posts, mostly from Black people, saying that they can't be racist because they're Black. Newsflash, you can. You, in particular, it doesn't matter what if you're Chinese, it doesn't matter if you're Asian, it doesn't matter if you're European, it doesn't matter if you're German or American or anything. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, gray, brown, purple, pink, it doesn't matter. You have not lived the same life as somebody else in another part of the world. You have not lived that same life as maybe your neighbor who is maybe you're Black and your neighbor is Mexican and they celebrate Cinco de Mayo and you celebrate Hanukkah, or because you happen to be Jewish as well. I mean, because you're different religions and because you're different races, meaning you're coming from different parts of the world with different cultures, there is no way that you can know their experiences. They may have been brought up around a very poor area, and I'm talking about the United States. I'm not talking about some third world country. There are some poor areas in the United States where drug runners and cartel run the streets. Gangs run the streets, not the police, not the government. The gangs run it. And they've managed to pull themselves out. You never lived through that. You've maybe read about it, but you've never lived through it. You may have empathy for it, but you never lived through it. So how can you say you're not racist when you haven't been through their situation? You can research it and do all of that background check that you want, but that doesn't mean that you necessarily have the exact same viewpoint. There are a very few, and I mean like a very few number of people who have traveled the world and lived in places for a length of time to get to know the culture, to get to know the people, and to get to know a worldwide view of civilization. Those people are few and far in between. Anybody else claiming to be not racist, guess what? You're racist. My next point that I have is the word, and I'm going to cuss here, so turn off your microphone. Yeah, don't if you don't want to see it. The word bitch. There is not another word in the English language that is used towards men, or a gender-specific word that is that crude or offensive. The word bitch is used towards women, is not used towards men. And the definition itself, you cannot find one that is similar in a word used against men. I've been told that there is a word like cunt. Again, that's a word against women. But the same definition of cunt can be used as the word dick towards men. Mind you, the word dick can be used in a playful term. But it also is the same. It has multiple, because words have multiple meanings. It has the same definition, a similar one, as the word cunt does to women, even though that's not used in a playful manner. So, again, I challenge anyone to find a word that has the same definition that is used against men as the word bitch is to women. That's my challenge. Please prove me wrong. I haven't been able to be proven wrong yet. You can use Urban Dictionary, Webster, any major dictionary source. Do not use some of the other, fake sources out there. You know what I'm talking about. In any case, that's my view on that. Another point I'm going to make is by limiting our words, we're limiting the rights of free speech. This has been brought up many, many times. What's upsetting to me is that we are turning down, and when I say we, I mean public universities, public speaking places like parks where they have the big stages and you can have a public setting there, where they aren't charging for them to speak. They aren't asking for admission for people to speak. People either come or don't based off the speaker. Sorry. these spaces that are public spaces, and some of them are on college campuses and whatnot, they are turning away speakers that they agreed at first to allow to come and speak, but then when they found out what they were speaking about, they were like, nope, that's too controversial. We don't need that in our town. People from the KKK, the Black Panthers are two groups that come to mind. There's also some Nazi groups, but the Nazis is a little different from the KKK. In any case, the whole thing is not okay to censor speech at all. It's just not. How are we supposed to defend our thoughts and views against somebody who has different thoughts and views if we don't know their thoughts and views? So they come at us with an argument, we argue back our point, but we don't know what their next argument is going to be because we haven't heard it. Or if we have heard it, we haven't been able to understand it from their point of view. The only way we can do that is by hearing what they have to say. Another point is, if you do get in a situation where you are in a rally that's a hate group like the Westboro Baptist Church or some of the other hate groups out there, then the way to win people over is not in an event like a rally or a protest. The way to win people over is to find out who those people are in that group, make a friend in that group that's on the other side. You don't have to be buddy-buddy. You don't have to tell them all your personal details. But if you go to a park with your kids together and you're hanging out and you just start talking and listening to what they have to say, and then you tell them your viewpoints, they're not only seeing you now as a human being, they're not seeing you as an attacker, which is what the point is. If you start going at them at a protest or a rally, they're expecting that, and they're expecting you to be an attacker. So you are not necessarily on their equal plane. But at a park, or at a coffee shop, or somewhere in a neutral area where it's just the two of you, that's a neutral playing ground. And they see you as a person, and that's how they get won over to maybe seeing your side of things. So another thing that I have that I'm going to conclude this up, is running not quite on 15 minutes, but I'm running on time here, is anytime you're in a situation where someone is saying to you about being PC, and it's not, you're not being PC, or you're being too PC, or anything that has to do with being politically correct, then this is my advice. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. That means for whatever you say, you have to listen twice as long. That's the only way you're going to learn. That's the only way you're going to be able to make an impact on the people around you and making your part of your world a better place. You can ignore it completely and just not say anything at all. Or you can listen to their side, make a logical argument that they may not be able to defend because you have your facts straight. And if they were to pull out their cell phone and Google it real quick, they would see you're telling the truth. That's how you win people over. That's how you get people out of cults. That's how you get a racist to not be racist. So in any case, that's my conclusion. Thank you for watching. If you have any kind of arguments or anything you would like to make with me, or you agree with me, please let me know. I would love to get in a debate, so long as it doesn't turn into name calling or anything negative. I'm good. I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.